Coming up on football tonight, it's a rivalry on the north side of town. Lafayette hosting Benton in the city showdown. Also, Central returning home. Can the Indians get back in the win column tonight? And the Spoofhounds coming off a close win last week against Harrisonville, opening conference play tonight. All this and much more coming up on football tonight.
Well, welcome into another edition of Football Tonight, and what a day it's been of Friday Night Football. What a night it's been. Welcome to Football Tonight. I'm Chris Roush. Adam, we're doing it. Go ahead and slide on in there. It's another wild night
All right,
of high
I'll join
school
the party.
football. Adam, how excited are you right now?
I am super stoked. We've made it to week 3 of high school football in Missouri. Week 2 for Kansas. Can you believe it, Chris? I can't.
It's already flying by. We're already week 3. It's also rivalry week right here in St. Joseph. One of the best rivalries here in town. Northside, Southside meeting in the Crosstown Showdown. Southside Benton Cardinals heading up north to take on the Lafayette Fighting Irish up at Alumni Stadium. Benton comes in this contest 0-2. Lafayette comes in this one 1-1 on the year. Lafayette won into the last 4 meetings between the two sides. This one low scoring, field conditions less than ideal throughout. Not quite mud bowl, but close. First quarter, Irish driving pass out to May, gets up the field deep into Benton territory. Then a few plays later for the Irish, it pays off. Inside the 10-yard line, spreads out the Cardinal defense. Kingston Oliver just sits down in the end zone. Touchdown Irish, PAT good, 7-0 at this point. Not a whole lot of scoring tonight though in this one. To the second quarter we go in this ball game. On 4th down, Cardinals going for it. Handoff to Garrison Didell, nothing up the middle. Trying to stretch and extend this to the outside, but nothing there. Irish stand tall on 4th down. Later in the second, Benton back with the ball, still 7-0. Ball on the ground though, mud flying, ball flying, fight for the loose ball. Lafayette recovers, leads 7-0 in the break. Benton does make it a 1-point game at one point in the third quarter, but a Miles Henderson 70-yard kickoff return puts us one away in the fourth quarter. Lafayette wins 13-6 and wins the rivalry showdown.
And to Highway 36 over on Cameron, undefeated Dragons hosting St. Pius tonight. Start of the third here. St. Pius, Robbie Sharp with the deep return. He runs it back, getting every block possible. Will take it the distance and will make it into the end zone. Warriors lead 19-6. Heck of a run there. Dragons now with the ball here, trying to make something happen. It'll be Ty Campbell who hands it off to Dominic Hurst. That's a short gain. Then Campbell in shotgun. Takes the snap, scrambling out to his right. Looking for an open receiver, but it's picked off by Jack Mosh. Mosh will take it all the way into the end zone. Big score for St. Pius there. 2 points are good. Warriors lead 27-6. They go on to win this one 42-22.
Last week there was a power outage at halftime at the Hound Pound. Tonight Maryville bringing in its own blackout, black on black with the unis. Looking good up there in Maryville. That's not intimidating the Chillicothe though. First drive of the game facing 3rd down. Gage Leamer to pass finds Braxton Johnson, moves the chains, but don't be fooled. The Hornets were ground and pound this first drive. Hornets punch it in for the first score of the game. Chillicothe took a good chunk of the clock off on this first drive, 7-0 Chillicothe. But the Hounds answer, and then the Spoofhound defense, Matt Webb, gets a little bit of help with his defense here, tightens up Chillicothe, can't find the end zone the rest of the half. Jumping out 12-7, Maryville trying to pull away. Connor Weiss breaking tackles up the left sideline. Spoofhounds lead 27 at halftime. Hounds outscored Chile 42-0 in the second half. 62 unanswered points by the Maryville Spoofhounds. Matt Webb's birthday gets a birthday present. 62-7 victory for the Maryville Spoofhounds, 5th straight win over Chillicothe.
Offensively, I just felt like, those guys really executed. We're seeing that each week, when you've got a balanced attack. I mean, that's one of the things when you get guys back and you got Connor Weiss making some unbelievable effort plays and on the edge, and then Trey Houchin hitting up the middle, and then, obviously, our other, plays that are in the wing T. That makes us very difficult to defend just because we're multiple, and you can take one thing away, but that opens up something else. And Matt Houchin does an outstanding job of seeing that, and our offensive coaches, and being able to attack where they're not. So when you got that full multitude of backs, it makes a huge difference.
So the Maryville Spoofhounds with a 62-7 victory. Here to help break it down is the Maryville Forum sports editor John Dykstra. 62 unanswered points for the Spoofhounds tonight. I don't know where to start, but we'll start right there. 62 unanswered.
Yeah, they got rolling and they kind of never stopped with that running game. Finally back to full strength, as Matt Webb alluded to in your interview there. But they got some guys back this week, and they look good out there, that's for sure.
John, talk about what you've seen from the bounce back from Maryville. They kind of had a stumble there last week, but then they were able to kind of make some things happen this week. Talk about what you've seen from them after tonight.
It's really that running game. I mean, they got Caden Steckline back last week. He went for 300 yards. They got Connor Weiss back this week, and Connor went for over 130, and they were really, really balanced in the blowout win, obviously. He got his 130 on like 8 carries. So it's just kind of back to what the Spoofhounds normally are, which is spreading around that running game and getting contributions from a lot of guys.
John, when you look at what the Spoofhounds team has done this year, obviously a lot of, issues in the first week. They didn't have that many guys with the Blair Oaks game. They start getting guys back. They had the weird game last week. How good was it probably for this team just to have normal 4 quarters, I guess more normal this week than what they've had the first 2 weeks?
Yeah, well, they got a lot of guys back, like I mentioned before, and the offensive line particularly, they've had guys starting in spots they don't normally. So getting that offensive line back might be even bigger than getting those running backs back for them offensively. Obviously, they're without quarterback Ben Walker, who Connor Weiss actually wore his number today for senior night to kind of honor Ben, a 3-year starting quarterback up here. But yeah, just getting back those linemen and having kind of a full unit for the first time all season has been huge for them.
John, quickly, just talk about what you think the overall strength is. You did say the run game. Is there something else in the Maryville Spoofhounds game that you would like to say is something that they could really hang their hat on besides just running the football?
I mean, tonight it was the defense. They got punched in the mouth that first drive. Chillicothe really came out and did a good job establishing the run on that side, and then they just settled down. And getting Weiss back on defense is also huge. He's their safety and just huge in those run fits. So defensively, with the Matt Webb coach team is normally where you're going to have a strength, but it's certainly one for them.
John, wrapping up right here real quick, where do the Spoofhounds go from here? Obviously a very good execution tonight. Just where do they go from here now?
Well, they kind of put that first week behind them. Matt Webb said today 1-0 in the MEC is what he's worried about. And they have another MEC test next week with St. Pius on the road, which should be a good test. But they're just kind of focused on that conference season right now and that first goal of the conference championship.
John Dykstra, Maryville Forum sports editor, thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's John Dykstra there. Well, still plenty of football tonight to come. Coming up after the break, we have more scores and highlights for you. Lawson Cardinals starting conference play, hosting undefeated Mid-Buchanan Dragons. Really good KCI showdown coming up next on Football Tonight.
And Central coming back home. Coming up next, the Indians looking to get back in the win column. Highlights coming up after the break.
Give it all you got. Give it all you got. Take your best shot.
Welcome back to Football Tonight here on KQ2. Central started the season with a 29-0 victory over Ruskin. Last week, tough one on the road against North Kansas City. Tonight, though, Central trying to get back in the win column. Over at Noise Night, 9-11 tribute during halftime of this game tonight. And Reggie Trotter's trying to get back in the win column as well, hosting Belton. 14-0 Belton at that break, and this one kickoff for the second half. Onside kick by Belton. They recover. They think they're in business here with the onside kick recovery. But hold on one second. The Coach Trotter defense, they come to play each and every week. They have a little present for Belton here on this first play. Belton coughs it up. Central dives on the loose football, gets the fumble recovery. Central's ball, but the offense forced to punt on that ensuing drive. A few plays later, after the Central punt, Belton has to force the punt on their own. High snap over the punter's arms back inside the 10-yard line. Central in business inside the Belton 10-yard line after a penalty pushes them back here. Indians get excellent field position, but can't punch it in on the 4th down. Central does score later in the half, but Belton hangs on to win this one tonight by a final score 14-7. Central falls to 1-2 on the year.
Also tonight, St. Joseph Christian on the road. Lions fall to Western 56-6. To the KCI Conference, which arguably may be one of the best small school conferences, not just in the area, but also in the state, and plenty of conference action tonight. And down in Dearborn, Panthers hosting Hamilton or Penny High School, whichever one you want to go with. To the second half here, Hornets are starting to take control here. Here's a quarterback keeper by Tucker Ross. Makes a nice cut to the outside, finds the lane, puts on the Jets. And see you later, folks. That one's a long run for a touchdown. Hamilton doing a good job here. Panthers coaches looking for an answer, and fast, as this one's getting away from North Platte. North Platte now with possession. It's an up-back pass from Matrix Large. That might be the best name in the area. Passes incomplete here. Matrix with the quarterback pass here again. Gets bottled up, and the ball comes out. Panthers are able to fall on it, but it would be a turnover on downs. Hornets back with the ball, and it's a quick pitch outside to Sawyer Morrow. Walks in untouched. Hamilton with the win tonight, 48-13.
From Dearborn down to Lawson we go. Coach Aaron Fritz's Mid-Buchanan Dragons on the road taking on the Lawson Cardinals. Dragons come in undefeated at 2-0. Mid-Buck won this game last year, 28-6. Mid-Buchanan up early in this first quarter, 7-0. Javen Noyes rolls to his right, completes the long pass. Receiver has to come back and get a little bit. Still a completed pass. Dragons in business. Then let the running back do his thing. TJ Runyon bounce outside. You think he's down, but he stays fighting, keeps moving those feet, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown Mid-Buchanan. 44 yards on the touchdown. 14-0 Mid-Buchanan. Then the Dragons defense doing the work too tonight. And guess what? It's the quarterback, Javen Noyes. Well, this time he's actually playing safety. Noyes reads the route, comes underneath, makes the pick. The Dragons roll to 3-0 on the season, win 47-7.
Dragons doing some good things. Well, over in Weston, West Platte hosting Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh 2-0 to start the season. Early first quarter here, West Platte knocking on the door. Short yardage handoff for the score. Blue Jays take an early lead in this one. Plattsburgh looking to respond, and they need an answer. And here's a handoff to Austin Rankin. He fights through traffic, but the ball comes out, and there's a little scuffle underneath the pile there, and it'll be West Platte that recovers the football. Now, West Platte coaches want to capitalize on the turnover, and they certainly do. Blue Jays back with the ball. They go on a silent count, and it works. Quarterback sneak by Luke Healy. That's a touchdown. Blue Jays would go for 2 after the mixed extra point off the first touchdown. They were able to convert. West Platte goes on to win 36-0. Well, it's still to come on football tonight. Bishop LeBlanc heading across the state line, traveling to Highland. Highlights from Golden Eagles' quest for their first win coming up next.
And the high-powered offense of Pattonsburg hosting North Andrew in a clash of air raid and smash mouth running. Highlights to come on football tonight.
Give it all you got.
Welcome back to football tonight. In year 2 of 8-man football, Bishop LeBlanc running into some tough early season competition.
That's right, the Golden Eagles facing Pattonsburg and North Andrew in the first 2 weeks. Some tough teams there, both in the top 10, but tonight LeBlanc crossing over the river to Highland. So let's take a look at the highlights. Early in the first here, Mustangs will start out with the ball. It'll be Trent Spiker in the shotgun, and he gives the option to Hunter Smith, who will go down the sidelines, but gets hit, but will get into the end zone for the score. 2-point conversion is good. Mustangs lead 8-0. Mustangs with the ball again. Spiker fakes the handoff and will keep it himself, finding a hole up the middle, gets into the end zone. They will get the 2-point conversion, extending the lead 16-0. Mustangs looking to extend the lead even more. Spiker drops back, but will keep it, breaks a tackle, running down the sideline into the end zone. Another touchdown. Donovan West takes this one 68-32.
Some non-conference 8-man games. The pass along undefeated North Shelby handling business, getting the win 52-8. Worth County also getting a big win tonight, 60-0. Let's go up to Pattonsburg now. The Panthers hosting North Andrew battle the unbeatens. Halfway through the first, Carson Thomas takes the snap, takes the handoff, bounces to the outside, cuts back, gets the final block into the end zone. Cardinals up 6-0 at this point on Pattonsburg, a team known to score a lot of points. Now, Cardinals in scoring drive again. This time, Hayden Ecker gets the handoff, finds a hole into the end zone for a touchdown. 2-point conversion good. North Andrew leads 14-0 on Pattonsburg. But the Panthers looking at something to get going now. Zane Reed drops back, looking for Brody Langford into the end zone, goes up, grabs it. Panthers on the board. Cardinals 14, Panthers 6. But North Andrew goes on to win this one tonight, 74-38. That's an 8-man score.
That's right. Well, another Grand River Conference game tonight. King City and Stanberry. Stanberry getting the win, 44-20. King City hosts Pattonsburg next week. The Bulldogs will travel down to Bishop LeBlanc. And down at DeKalb, the Tigers hosting 2-0 Southwest Livingston in the 275 contest. Wildcats get rolling. Southwest up 14-6. It's Wesley Hughes, finds his receiver for the touchdown. Big play there. Now, DeKalb trying to get some more offense going, but not a lot happening against Ludlow with the stuff there. Pretty good defense and gang tackling. A little bit later in this one, Wildcats defense making another big play. DeKalb running to their left. Ball on the ground. Wildcats scoop and score, pushing it forward. They go ahead and get the win tonight, 70-22.
More 275 scores. Stewartsville Osborne on the road at Rockport. This one all Rockport in this one night, 72-26. Platte Valley visiting Northwest Nottoway. Northwest Nottoway getting the win, 38-26. Well, plenty more coming up on football tonight after the break.
Give it all you got. Take your best shot. Give it all you got.
Welcome back. The Mound City Panthers off to a 2-0 start to begin the year, outscoring opponents 102-0. So you can say the offense clicking and the defense, well, dominating at this point. Tonight, Panthers back at home again, taking on the Albany Warriors up in Mound City. Early in the first, Tony Osborne takes the snap, dumps out to Landon Papa, cuts up the middle, brushing off defenders. He's gone. 2-point conversion is good. Panthers up 8-0. Panthers scoring position again. And it's Papa takes the sweep out to the left. He gets into the end zone untouched. The Panthers get the 2-point conversion, extending it to 16-0. Albany trying to get something going in the second quarter. Trice Floyd keeps it himself, finds a hole, gets taken down after a short game. But the Warriors marching down the field. This time, Floyd hands it off to Caden Hutchison, taking around the outside for another short gain. Albany just trying to take some time in possession, keep the ball moving. And Warriors at the goal line. Floyd punches it in the end zone. Warriors trail 16-6. Mound City, though, they pick back up. They win 40-18, move to 3-0 on the season. Here to break down all the 8-man football action for us is Devin Albertson. And Devin's back in his car again for the third week in a row because you're out in Pattonsburg, with North Andrew defeating Pattonsburg tonight. First off, how do you get good cell reception in your car all the time?
I'm not sure how that works. I'm actually still in Pattonsburg because their games take a long time to finish. So I'm actually at the Pattonsburg gas station right now.
As long as you're not driving, that's all that matters at this point.
Safety first.
That's right. Take us through that one. You have two different styles of offense there. Pattonsburg likes to throw the football. North Andrew runs it. What happened with this one?
Just North Andrew smacked him in the mouth. That's simple as that. Hayden Ecker and Carson Thomas, the two-headed monster there for North Andrew. Ecker had 5 rushing touchdowns. Thomas had 3 more on the ground. They were 7 of 10 on 2-point conversions. They were very good running the ball, very physical up front. The O-line for North Andrew was dominant all night. It was a wet and slippery field, so it kind of played North Andrew's strengths a little bit there. But Pattonsburg offensively, Zane Reed had 5 touchdown passes, all 5 to Braden Langford. Reed also had 1 more rushing touchdown. So that was kind of the difference there, was just North Andrew just out-physicaled them and just played really well tonight versus a really quick Pattonsburg team.
And Devin, I know this is more of Chris's background with North Andrew, but talk about North Andrew a little bit and see what they've been doing this year, and what do you like about them?
I talked a little bit to Coach Williams after the game, and he's really proud of the way his guys have kept it going this year and kind of learned as the year goes on how to play different opponents with King City, LeBlanc, and now Pattonsburg, 3 really different styles each week. And they've really been able to kind of play their own game each week and just play in a phone booth, play physical, and see where the results may lie. And they've done a really good job this year, and they're looking forward to the next couple of weeks. They got a big matchup in 2 weeks against North Shelby. So.
And I mean, at this point, everybody knows where I'm from because the last 4 or 5 years, everybody thinks it's fun to do that one. So, Devin, you look at North Andrew 3-0 now, Pattonsburg's 2-1, but across 8-man football now, Mound City, they're still undefeated. North Shelby's taking care of business. What are your overall takeaways from tonight? Southwest Livingston, another win too.
Big win also for Stanberry over King City, 44-20. They're also undefeated in top 5 team. Livingston, they took care of business, but next week you got Livingston hosting Mound City. That's where I'll be at next week. Should be a lot of fun to see that top 5 matchup at least there. So a lot of good football still be played here, and we'll kind of see where we go from here. I just want to give one of the little guys in the state a shout out. Northwest now get their first win of the year under Coach Calfee as they beat Platte Valley 38-26. Wanted to give him a shout out for a job well done there for the Muskets.
Absolutely. Devin Albertson from his car in Pattonsburg, covering Pattonsburg North Andrew tonight. 8-man analyst for us. Devin, thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Give it all you got. Take your best shot.
Well, you voted all week for our Anderson Auto Group Play of the Week. This week's winner comes from Plattsburgh. The Tigers' Week 2 win over St. Joe Christian. Plattsburgh's Nate Close picks off a St. Joseph Christian pass, returns it for a touchdown, and the Tigers win. You can vote for your Play of the Week every week starting at Monday at 5 p.m. until Friday at noon. Just go to our website, KQ2.com, click on the Play of the Week tab to cast your vote. Well, Adam Orduna, we are 3 weeks into the high school football season.
Right.
Missouri 3 weeks in, Kansas 2 weeks in. What do you think so far?
It's been a bit of an up and down for Missouri. Some schools really handling business, and then others still kind of catching up a little bit. In Kansas, you're kind of seeing the same thing. But honestly, overall, I'm just glad to see high school football back. Week 3 for Missouri, like you said, week 2 for Kansas. Some big scores, but also some tight ball games, and we're going to see that as long as the season can progress there.
And let's hope we see East Buchanan, Lathrop, Savannah, East Atchison, South Holt, Nottoway Hall, all these teams back next week. They had COVID, related issues for their games. Let's hope they're back next week. Adam, final thoughts before we go.
Yeah, I'm just glad that, again, like I said, we have football going on here. And I do want to give a quick shout out. My grandma's turning 70. Can't overlook that. Really glad to see another birthday for her. So happy birthday, Grandma, 70 years old. Congratulations for her. But glad to be back in the studio and having another week of football.
Well, that will do it for football tonight. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next week, same time, same place. Have a good night, and thank you for watching Football Tonight.